Alright, what's going on, guys? So I made the trip up to North Florida this weekend. I don't usually have a lot of like back-to-back days off where I can make these sort of somewhat longer trips. But I believe, including a little break, took me 6.5 hours to get up here. So I don't have a lot of time before sunset. But I did some research and I found some spots where I think I could probably catch some, I believe they are brown darters and, what's that shiner called? Metallic shiner? Those two are going to be the target species. We're going to start out in this spot. Water is really, really dark, so I don't really see any fish down there yet, but we'll see what we can make happen here. If not, I got a couple other more spots in the area that we can try out. So those are the two target species. Never caught either one before, so it'll be great if we can catch one or maybe both of those here. So let's give it a shot and let's see what happens. Alright, so here is the river. Obviously very, very dark and tannic. It's overcast right now. It rained and I was coming up here, so really hard to see through the water. This is actually a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. It looked a lot smaller on the map. If I knew it was this big, I probably would have brought a second rod with me, casted it out and let it sit for some larger catfish or something. But this is a really cool environment. So anyway, can't see any fish down here. There's all these like little water bugs on the surface causing a little commotion. But let's see if I can drop this down here. Maybe some fish can come out from hiding. We can get our first one. And just drop this down here. Oh, I think I see a fish. Bite it, dude. Oh, my split shot stuck, but I got the fish. What is this? Alrighty, so this certainly did not take very long, less than a minute. Got our first fish, which is a darter, and I love darters. However, I don't think this is the target species. We're looking for, if I'm remembering correctly, what are brown darters. This looks like a West Falls darter, if I'm not mistaken. So I've caught these before in Orlando. Still cool because I love darters, and there are fish down here, but not the target species. So let's get this fish back, and let's keep going. Got him. What is this? Some sort of shiner. All right, fish number two, species number two. I believe this is going to be an iron color shiner. Notropis genus. It's got black on the top and the bottom of the mouth. I will take a picture of the orientation of the dorsal fin with, I believe that's the pelvic fin. That's the best way to tell some of these Notropis species apart. But I believe it's an iron color, which I have caught a couple of before, so not a new species either. But hey, at least we're in a good spot. 2 drops and we got 2 different species. Oh, there's a darter coming over. I think that's a darter. Whatever it was, I missed it. Oh, I think he's back. Got him. What kind of darter is this? Yeah, so there are plenty of fish down there. Couldn't see them when I first got here, but once the bait hits the bottom, they come out of everywhere. I believe this is going to be another West Falls darter. We might be in that range where the West Falls and the black banded intergrades start to happen. But either way, it's either West Falls or one of those like intergrades, so it's not a new species. But there's darters down there. I do really like this spot. Let's keep fishing. Let's see what else we can get. Got him. What is this thing? Alright, so this guy got some leaves on him, which got in the water here. It's another darter. Love darters, love any sort of small bottom fish, but this looks to be another West Falls darter. So I did take a few steps to my left and to my right here, and have not been able to find fish in any other spot except for right down here in front of me. So I think this is a West Falls. I'll have to check later, but yeah, looks like it's this spot or nothing. So let's get this guy back and let's keep fishing here. Got him. Let's take a look at this little shiner type thing. All right, so this guy I'm not sure about. There's been a school of like maybe 6 or 8 of these little guys just coming back and forth, taking swipes at it. I've been unable to hook up with them. Clearly some sort of shiner. It does have more color than I would expect from like an iron color or a coastal, which both could be in here. But it also doesn't exactly look like the metallic, maybe because it's so small. I think this is going to be a juvenile iron color, unfortunately, but I'm not sure. So we'll take a pic of this guy, try to figure out what he is later, but for now, just another little shiner species. Alrighty, so I walked around here a little bit. Walked this way a little bit, and a little gator scared me. Hate gators, even if they're little. And then there's some guys over there, which maybe you can see, that are messing around on ATVs. So I was gonna walk over the bridge to the other side, but that would be a complete waste now because they're over there messing around. So I think we are going to drive over to one of the other spots I have mapped out, and we'll see if we can get some cooler fish over there. Alright, so this is spot number 2. Now this is the Santa Fe River. We're about 1.5 miles away from the last spot we fished, which was a little tributary of the Santa Fe. This is not the little microfishing rod. Let me actually show you what I put over here. It's a bigger river. I got my bigger rod out, full piece of redworm with still a single split shot. This I'm just going to cast out. I'm just going to kind of let it sit there. Hope maybe we get like a sucker or a catfish or something cool. And while this is sitting, I'm still going to microfish, although I have very low expectations for that. Maybe we'll stay here for about half an hour or so and see what we can get. If not, I got another couple spots to try out tonight before the sun sets. Oh, I think I had a bite there. Yeah, what is this? All right, so first and only fish I've seen and caught in this spot appears to be, is it $1 or a red breast? I think it's $1, but I'm not sure. So no real sort of micros to speak of here, and we've got nothing on the big rod with the full red worm. So I think we're gonna call it here and go to spot number 3. Alright guys, let me attempt to set the stage for you here, tell you what's going on. So last night, as I'm doing all this research for my trip, I spent hours and I picked out 5 of what I thought were the best spots that gave me the best chance to catch either metallic shiners, brown darters, or both. I've already fished the first 2 and got neither of those species.
I spent the last hour driving around to the other 3 spots I had picked out, which were all inaccessible. So I spent about 30 seconds on Google Maps and I found this place. On Google Maps, it looked like there was a lot more water here. There is not a lot of water here, but I have seen some fish. The water here is also very clear, so I can see them better, but they can also see me better. Haven't seen any darters yet, I don't think, but there are some other types of fish. So anyway, this is the kind of spot that I don't know if we're going to catch anything in, but we'll see. Is that a dead fish head? That looks like a dead fish head. What kind of fish? Do you see that? At first I thought that was just like a garbage bag. That giant white thing is a fish head. What kind of fish is that? 2, how did it end up in this little creek? You guys see that, right? All right, anyway, let's try to catch some fish out of here. I've talked enough. There were some fish down there right by that thing. Got him. What is this? Alright, so unfortunately the first fish out of here is an eastern mosquito fish. I just saw one school of fish, and I'm pretty sure it was all these guys. They were just all together. So that doesn't make me too happy. Now, what I also noticed, obviously we got that giant fish head. Over there it looks like we have like a deer skeleton or something, which worries me a little bit. Seems like there might be some larger predator around here. So I'm gonna be a little bit more wary now. But let's see if we can find like a deeper pool or something. This little area is fairly sandy, and I know brown darters do prefer sand over like rocky structure or something like that we found in that first spot. So maybe if we find a deeper sandy pool here, we can find one of those guys, but it doesn't look hopeful, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so by this point I've walked a pretty good stretch of this creek, and the entire creek looks like this. Very, very narrow, very, very shallow. There's this one like sandy, I guess channel is the word I'm looking for, that runs along it, but every once in a while I'll see some mosquito fish, but there's no really deeper pools for some of these darters or larger fish to get stuck in. And the 2 sides of the bank, it's all this like leafy vegetation that also seems pretty dead. So I think I'll walk a little bit further. However, this looks to be another wasted opportunity. Who would have thought that first spot we tried was going to be the best spot of the day, huh? Anyway, hopefully I catch something cool here at the end. If not, I think we're going to wrap it up because the sun's going to set here pretty soon.
All right, guys, so that's going to do it. I had pretty high hopes today that in one of these spots we would have got, one second, there we go, that we would have got either that brown darter or metallic shiner, and unfortunately it didn't happen. The kind of problem I run into when I come up to North Florida is it just takes so long to get up here. It takes half a day at least to get up here. By the time I get here, there's not a lot of time left to fish that day. So I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. My plan was to start driving back down south because I thought I definitely would have caught at least one of those 2 species here tonight. So I would have been happy with that, and I could have started working my way back home, trying to find some other species on the way. But now I don't know if I want to spend tomorrow also up here to try to catch one of these 2 species. So who knows? Rather disappointing day because we did not get the 2 target species, but still caught a couple West Falls darters, which, as you know, I love darters or small bottom fish. A couple iron color shiners, and 1 or 2 eastern mosquito fish. So yeah, not a great day, but what are you gonna do? You can't always win. So hope you guys liked it, and I will see you next time.